The GameCube, Nintendo's fourth ever released console. Releasing in 2001, the GameCube is mostly known for its purple box-shaped design, and also having one of the greatest designed controllers. It's personally one of my favorites. The GameCube is a console often forgotten by many. I mean, it is Nintendo's third worst selling console of all time. But despite that, the GameCube's library has its fair share of heavy-hitting titles, and among those titles are my top 5. And on that note, here are my top 5 games for the Nintendo GameCube. Coming in at number 5 is the second 3D installment of the Super Mario series. It's Super Mario Sunshine. Compared to its predecessor, Super Mario Sunshine has a way more fleshed out story, which is not hard to do considering the entire plot of Super Mario 64 is Mario trying to get Peach's cake.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly.
Hey, yo! No, not that cake. Mario Sunshine starts with Mario on a plane on a vacation to the tropical isle of Delfino. When they arrive at the airstrip, they discover a pile of gobbledygook. You acquire the flood device and defeat the gunked out piranha plant. Upon defeating the piranha plant, your boy Mario gets arrested. Hey, yo, free my boy Mario! He ain't done nothing wrong.
Court is now in session.
Mario is sentenced to do community service to clean up the entire island and track down the real criminal, the shadowy looking Mario, dubbed, you guessed it, Shadow Mario. Now, it wouldn't be a Mario game if Princess Peach wasn't captured by Big Bad. Mario can't ever catch a break, bro. Bro was just trying to have a vacation with Princess Peach. Now he's been roped into this shit. Poor fella. Mario Sunshine's gameplay is centered around the flood device, standing for Flush Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device. Yep, that's right. Or the garden hose backpack thingy. The flood device is used to clean gunk, attack enemies, activate mechanisms, which will help you collect shine sprites. But most importantly, it adds a lot of options to Mario's movement kit, with Mario now being able to hover, rocket boost jump, run across water, spin jump, and slide across wet surfaces. The movement in this game is definitely a strong point. The only thing that I can really fault is that the camera can be a bit buggy sometimes, especially when aiming the flood device. The levels in this game are so aesthetically pleasing to look at, like Rico Harbor, Delfino Plaza, Gelato Beach. Like, look at this shit. They're just so vibrant and full of life. But not only are they designed well, the levels are accompanied by an amazing soundtrack that just makes you want to break out and dance. Boogie even. I swear, everything Koji Kondo touches just turns to gold. This guy is just straight up the GOAT. I would definitely recommend giving Mario Sunshine a go. Overall, solid game. In the number 4 spot is one of my childhood favorites. My big brother actually got me this game for Christmas when I was a kid, so it has a special place in my heart. Shout out to him. It's Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. The game starts with a cutscene showing the majestic Shadow Lugia, feeling the fucking Titanic. Or the SS Libra, I think. What an opening. Giant ass bird Pokemon steals a boat. The story follows the main protagonist, a young trainer who we'll just call Michael, since that's the default option. Michael is entrusted with the Snag Machine and Aura Reader from Professor Kane. The Aura Reader is literally just the Scouter from Dragon Ball Z. What does the Scouter say about that Pokemon, Vegeta? The Aura Reader is used to identify shadow Pokemon, and the Snag Machine is used to capture them, which they can later be purified in the purification chamber. But what are these shadow Pokemon? And where do they come from? The shadow Pokemon are Pokemon that have had their heart shut artificially. But by who? That would be the criminal organization known as Team Cypher, who are creating these shadow Pokemon and distributing around the Ore region. And it is up to us to put a stop to them. The gameplay consists of all the core mechanics of your other mainline Pokemon games, like Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire, right? All your Gen 3 titles. You got your battling, exploring and fighting items, raising your Pokemon, teaching them moves, and evolving them. It's nothing too crazy. It's basically just a Gen 3 Pokemon game turned 3D. 90% of the battles in the game are double battles, which definitely makes it more of a challenge, especially when you're trying to catch all the shadow Pokemon. But goddamn, do some of these moves just look so good. Like Psycho Boost. Ice Beam. Fire Blast. Just straight up so aesthetically pleasing to look at. Pokemon XD is set in the Ore region, consisting of a vast desert wasteland, a small mountainous foresty kind of area, and a giant volcano. The locations within the game are awesome. Some of the cool locations include Phoenix City, a paradise in the middle of a desert, Pirate Town, a rundown town full of hooligans and thugs, but this town straight up has aura, with a mad soundtrack making you feel like some 1960s gangster or some shit. Oh, and who could forget some of the iconic characters in this game, with the likes of the clueless Hexagon brothers, which kind of remind me of the Power Rangers, and the GOAT himself, Mirror B, rocking the Pokeball afro and having probably one of the best themes in the game. The theme is so good, even his Ludicolo's can't help but dance to the beat. I love Ludicolo, such a goated Pokemon. Pokemon XD gets my tick of approval. I would highly recommend this game, especially if you are a fan of Pokemon. Now it's time for the number 3 spot. This one is an absolute staple if you own a GameCube. It's none other than The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. It was the first Zelda game to employ the use of cartoon-like graphics and differentiate its gameplay from the other 3D Zelda games. Wind Waker takes place after the events of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, following the adult Link timeline. But let's not go too deep into that mess, which is The Legend of Zelda timeline. The story follows a young boy named Link. That's right, who could have guessed it? Link is on a quest to save his sister, who has been kidnapped by a massive bird monster that is a servant to Ganon. Once again, the boy dressed in green is destined to face off against the evil Ganon. The gameplay of Wind Waker still has the core fundamentals of a Zelda game. You collect weapons, equipment, and other quest items, meet new characters, solve puzzles, clear dungeons, and defeat bosses. The main thing that separates Wind Waker and the other Zelda games, seafaring exploration of the world. With the help of the King of the Red Lion's living boat thing, you navigate the seas, discovering new islands, searching for treasure, dealing with threats of the sea, such as dangerous creatures and harsh changes in weather. It really makes you feel like an adventurer exploring the seas. The combat is really satisfying when you trigger an attack on an enemy opening and makes a nice sound for every hit you land. It's definitely a step up on the combat from previous games. The world design is just amazing. It really encourages exploration. The game is set in the Great Sea, a massive body of water with 39 islands to explore and mark on your sea chart. You can encounter all kinds of things at sea, ranging from enemy bases, dungeons, shops, inhabited islands, and not to mention the denizens that you can run into. I hate those helicopter fish, man. Those guys piss me off. Levels that come to mind when I think of Wind Waker are levels like the Tower of the Gods, like Dragon Roost Island, like the Forsaken Fortress. But with great level design, always comes a fire soundtrack. Of course, with bangers like the Goofy Pirates theme. Dragon Roost Island's theme. It just makes you want to hit the LeBron salsa. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, with its cute cartoonish graphics and bopping soundtrack, just has a certain charm to it. Oh, and who could forget these little guys? They're so cute. Wind Waker is definitely a must-play on the GameCube. Now we enter the top 2 territory. So you know we got to pull out the heavy hitters. Coming in at number 2 is Metroid Prime. What a revolutionary game. Metroid Prime had to adapt Metroid from a 2D to a 3D first-person perspective and follow up games as iconic and successful as Super Metroid. And boy, did they deliver one hell of a game. Winning multiple Game of the Year awards, Metroid Prime is nothing short of a masterpiece. Metroid Prime is set between the first Metroid game on the NES and the second game on the Game Boy. You play as the legendary bounty hunter Samus Aran, who has intercepted a distress signal coming from a space pirate vessel. Upon inspecting the vessel, you find that the whole crew has been slaughtered, and you discover that they've been slaughtered by their own genetically modified test subjects. You then defeat the Parasite Queen, which falls into the ship's reactor, initiating the destruction of the ship. While trying to escape, an explosion damages your suit, returning your suit to its base form. I mean, it wouldn't be a Metroid game if you just had all your abilities right off the start now, would it? You escape the space station and follow Meta Ridley, who also escaped to the planet Talon 4, where you are to locate Ridley and confront him. The gameplay is like a first-person shooter with third-person elements, as well as the inclusion of the original Metroid side-scroller style in certain Morph Ball sections. It still has the fundamentals that we love from a Metroid game, from solving puzzles, collecting weapons and armor upgrades, platforming, blasting through enemies, and defeating bosses. I mean, you got some really cool bosses in this game, like a big pile of rock and a mega pirate. You also got Big Bug, very cool bosses. With the lock-on mechanic, combined with being able to strafe and dash side to side, dodging enemies' attacks and responding with the charge shot makes for some really satisfying combat. You've also got all your classic beam upgrades from the Ice Beam, Wave Beam, and Plasma Beam. But on top of this, you can acquire beam combo upgrades, one for each beam type. For the Wave Beam, you've got the Wave Buster. For the Ice Beam, you've got the Ice Spreader. And for the Plasma Beam, you've got the Flamethrower. These are really fun to use as they just tear through enemies. One new addition to the game is the introduction of the Scan Visor, which is used to progress through the game and expand on the lore, being able to scan objects to find out more information about them. You can also get 2 upgrades for this visor, including a thermal visor and X-ray visor, allowing you to interpret your environment in new ways. It's actually crazy how well they adapted Metroid to 3D. No wonder it won so many Game of the Year awards. Talon 4 encapsulates everything Metroid, from the nature areas like the overgrown damp rainforest like Talon Overworld, to the snowy and icy mountainous area of the Phendrana Drifts. I often find myself getting lost in the ambience of the environment, just admiring the absolute beauty of this game. It also helps that the soundtrack is just really good. It helps build these environments. You also have these industrial areas like the Phazon mines that make you feel isolated and almost feel on edge while you're trying to anticipate enemies' attacks. If you love Metroid, you gotta play this one. Even if you don't like Metroid, I would still recommend giving it a chance. You won't regret it. Now for the number 1 spot. Now this is a game that has had a massive impact on me. It's Super Smash Bros. Melee. Where do I even begin with this one? Super Smash Bros. Melee is literally one of the greatest fighting games of all time. The fact that this game is 24 years old and still has a thriving community to this day speaks volumes about how many people love this game. There is no better feeling than getting the boys together to huddle around the old CRT and just play some Smash Bros. Having a good time, man. Those were the days. If you had beef with someone, Smash Bros. Melee is where that beef is getting settled. 1v1 on FD.
Maybe.
It's going down. Even if you haven't heard of this game, you've probably heard of the Wombo Combo meme. I mean, who hasn't? Happy Feet, Wombo Combo, that ain't Falco.
Happy Feet, Wombo Combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
Everyone knows that shit, bro. If you're not familiar with Smash Bros, it's a fighting game that combines all your favorite Nintendo characters into one game to duke it out. It includes characters like Link, Mario, Kirby, Samus. It literally includes characters from every game on this list. The movement in this game is top tier. There is so much you can do, from wave dashing to L cancelling, dash dancing. It's so satisfying moving around and hitting combos. Even just watching people play is so fun. I don't know what it is. Even if you don't know what's going on, it's still enjoyable to spectate. The stages in this game are so iconic. We're talking Final Destination. We're talking Pokemon Stadium. We're talking Fountain of Dream, accompanied by a goated soundtrack. I mean, just listen to the opening theme. Play the damn theme. It's an orchestral masterpiece. Super Smash Bros. Melee is not the perfect fighting game, but man does it have character. I have a deep love for this game, and I would urge you to give it a go. Call up the homies to come around and play a couple games of Smash Bros. Melee. Well, that's been my top 5 GameCube games. I want to know what your guys' favorite GameCube games are as well. So comment down below what your top 5 would be. And consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.